Hello friends, good evening. So in the last class we have covered the Rajasthan districts, and in this particular class we are only going to cover the new districts which have been created by our previous Chief Minister of Rajasthan, Ashok Gehlot sir. Okay. So here we are going to cover the new districts which have been created by Ashok Gehlot ji, who was our previous chief minister. So on March 2023, okay, so you can say okay, March 2023. Okay, so here the Chief Minister Ashok Gehlot have basically announced the creation of 19 new districts. So apart from these 19 new districts, or the Ashok Gehlot also created the 3 new divisions also. Okay. Now this was basically in March 2023. Apart from that, in October 2023, three new districts have been announced by Ashok Gehlot. Okay, 3 new districts, but that notification for that regard do not published. Okay, these 3 districts were Malpura, Sujangarh and Kuchaman city. Malpura, Sujangarh and Kuchaman city. But what happens is that after that no notification or gazette notification to that regard was not published. So these 3 districts were not created officially on the paper. So total number of districts in Rajasthan as of now stand 50. Okay. So I have just named the 19 districts which have been created by Ashok Gehlot in March 2023, and for that a notification or the gazette notification has already been published. So these districts you can see here: Anugarh, Balotra, Byawar, Deeg. So I just mentioned those districts. So you can see Balotra, Byawar, Deedwana, Kuchaman, ठीक है, जयपुर रूरल, जयपुर अर्बन, ठीक है, जोधपुर रूरल, जोधपुर अर्बन, देन अनूपगढ़ डिस्ट्रिक्ट, डीग डिस्ट्रिक्ट, दूदू डिस्ट्रिक्ट, गंगापुर डिस्ट्रिक्ट, ठीक है, केकरी डिस्ट्रिक्ट, खैरथाल तिजारा डिस्ट्रिक्ट, कोटपुतली बहरोड डिस्ट्रिक्ट, फलौदी डिस्ट्रिक्ट, ठीक है, then you have the Salumbar district, Sanchor district and Shahapura district. These were 19 districts that were basically announced by Ashok Gehlot. Now after that I told you that in October 2023 3 new districts were basically announced, but that official gazette notification was not published. So these were not actually carved out on the ground. Okay. 3 new divisions that were created in exactly March 2023 was basically Banswara, Sikar and Pali. So briefly let's discuss about these districts. So we are going to cover briefly about these districts. So one by one we will cover out very briefly, okay, from which state or from which district these states were basically carved out. Briefly I will touch upon, as I already touched upon, the number of divisions in Rajasthan. So number of divisions in Rajasthan as of now stand 10. Okay, Jaipur I have already covered, Ajmer already covered, Bharatpur already covered, Jodhpur already covered, Udaipur division already covered, Sikar division already covered, Kota division already covered, Pali division and Banswara. Banswara, Sikar and Pali, these are three new divisions created in Rajasthan. In Banswara, we have total three districts, that is Banswara, Dungarpur and Pratapgarh. In Sikar, we have basically, four districts. They are basically Sikar, Jhunjhunu, Neemka Thana and Churu. And ultimately you have the Pali. In Pali you have four districts. They are Pali, Jalore, Sanchor, and you have basically Sirohi. These are four districts that are part of Pali division. Now one by one we will discuss about. First of all, we'll discuss about the Anupgarh. Okay, very briefly, I'll not touch upon much details. So Anupgarh basically was carved out after reorganization of two existing districts, that is Sri Ganganagar and Bikaner. So you just note down Sri Ganganagar and Bikaner. Okay, these two districts were basically reorganized, and basically these Anupgarh was basically carved out. Now Anupgarh district have basically its headquarters in Anupgarh. Now it has subdivisions and tehsils also. Okay, so I'm not going to touch these subdivisions. For example, in Anupgarh district you have Anupgarh, Rai Singh Nagar, you have Sri Vijayanagar, you have Gandsana, you have Chatrangarh, you have Khajuwala. These were basically subdivisions within basically Anupgarh district. Okay, then the second one is basically your Balotra. This Balotra, which is a new district, is basically carved out of reorganization of Badmer district. Okay, so this is entirely carved out of Badmer district. Okay, Balotra have been carved out of Badmer district. Now its headquarters is Balotra. Okay, it has subdivisions like Balotra, Sivana, okay, Bayetu, and you have Sindhari. These four subdivisions are there. Then let's discuss about Didwana and Kuchaman. In the Didwana and Kuchaman, okay, the reorganization of Didwana, Kuchaman and Nagaur has led to the creation of new district, that is Didwana and Kuchaman. Okay, so it is basically Didwana, Kuchaman and Nagaur. Okay, which has led to the creation of Didwana and Kuchaman. Now this is a new district which is headquartered as Didwana. Okay, it has mini secretariat which has been completed already. Okay, next is basically your Deeg, that is DEEG. Deeg is basically a district which is carved out of Bharatpur. So Bharatpur is basically an existing district. Bharatpur is also an subdivision. So out of Bharatpur we have created the Deeg. Okay, so Deeg is having the headquarters at Deeg itself. Deeg, we have subdivisions like Deeg, Kumher, Nagar, Sikri, Kama, and we have Pahadi. These are basically subdivisions. Next you have Falodi. Okay, next you have the Falodi. This Falodi district is basically carved out of reorganization of Jodhpur, which has led to the creation of this district. So this has been created out of Jodhpur. Now this has basically subdivisions also. For example, Falodi, Lohawat, Au, Dachu, and you have Bap and Bapini. These are basically subdivisions. Then you have Jodhpur rural. Okay, Jodhpur rural. Okay, this one. Now Jodhpur rural was basically created by the reorganization of Jodhpur district. Okay. Now its headquarters basically lies at Jodhpur itself. So it has subdivisions like Jodhpur North Tehsil, Jodhpur South, Luni, Bilada, then you have Bhopalgarh, you have Peepad City, you have Ocean, you have Bawadi, you have Shergarh, and you have Balesar. These are basically the subdivisions within Jodhpur rural. Okay? Then you have basically your Jodhpur. Okay? This Jodhpur, basically the reorganization of Jodhpur has led to the creation of Jodhpur and Jodhpur rural. So this is basically the carved out portion or leftover portion, you can say. Okay? So reorganization of the Jodhpur has led to the creation of new district that is called Jodhpur. Okay? So it has basically primarily has basically Jodhpur North and Jodhpur South. Okay? So in the Jodhpur North you have all areas within Jodhpur Municipal Council, okay, under Jodhpur Tehsil, and in Jodhpur South you have all areas within Jodhpur Municipal Corporation under Jodhpur Tehsil, but in the Jodhpur South. Okay. Then you have another one that is called Gangapur city. In the Gangapur city we have reorganization of Sabai Madhopur and Karoli districts. So it has been carved out of Sabai Madhopur and Karoli. Sabai Madhopur and Karoli. Okay. Now this has led to the creation of new district that is called Gangapur. The Gangapur has many subdivisions, like you have the Gangapur city, Wazirpur, you have Bamanbas, you have Toda Bhim, and you have basically Nadoti. These are basically subdivisions. Then you have Dudu. This is called Dudu, or it is also known as Dudu. Dudu. Okay? This Dudu, it is basically carved out of Jaipur district. So present district, which has led to, or its reorganization led to the creation of new district, which is known as Dudu. Its headquarters located at Dudu. It has 3 subdivisions. First is Mumabad, second is Dudu, and third is basically Fagi. So this has carved out of Jaipur. Okay? Out of Jaipur. Then you have basically Jaipur rural. Jaipur rural. So obviously the Jaipur district, which was very big, now it has led to the reorganization of Jaipur district. Now it has created to Dudu, Jaipur rural, and the parent or leftover Jaipur. So Jaipur is basically carved out of Jaipur. Jaipur, which is which was basically a big district. Okay? It has subdivisions also like Jaipur rural, Sanganer, Amer, Bassi, Chaksu. Okay? Then you have Jamwarangarh, then you have Chomu, Sambar Lake, then you have Madhurajpura, you have Rampura Dawdi, you have Kishangarh, Renwal, you have Jovner, and you have basically Shahpura. Okay? Then you have Jaipur. Okay? Now in the Jaipur we have basically the leftover portion of Jaipur district, which is headquartered at Jaipur. So it has basically, subdivisions like Jaipur, Amer, and Sanganer. Okay? So these are basically subdivisions. Then you have Kotputli and Behror. So that is Kotputli and Behror. This was, okay? So Kotputli and Behror, this was organized or reorganized, or this was basically carved out of Jaipur and Alwar district. Okay? So that is Jaipur and Alwar. Okay? Few portion of Jaipur, few portion of Alwar have been taken, and we have formed Kotputli and basically Badhodi. Okay? Behror district. Now it has subdivisions also like Behror, Bansur, Neemrana, ठीक है, you have Narayanpur, you have Kotputli, you have Biratnagar, and you have Pauta, ठीक है. There you have Khertal and Tizara. Khertal and Tizara. This Khertal and Tizara was basically carved out of Alwar district. Okay, so it has entirely taken from Alwar district. So you can say Alwar. Okay, so it has taken from the Alwar district. Now it has subdivisions like Tizara, Kishandabaz, then you have Kot Kasim, you have Tapukra, and you have Mundawar. ठीक है, then you have नीम का थाना. ठीक है, yeah, this one, नीम का थाना. ठीक है, this was carved out of reorganization of Sikar and Jhunjhunu district. So it has created out of Sikar and Jhunjhunu. Sikar and Jhunjhunu district of Rajasthan. Okay, so new district which is known as Neem Ka Thana was created. Okay, it has subdivisions also like you have Neem Ka Thana, Sri Madhavpur, Udaipur Vati, and Khetri. These are basically 4 subdivisions. Then you have Byabar. You have this Byabar. The district of the Byabar was basically carved out of Ajmer, Pali, Rajsamand, and Bhilwara district. 4 districts have been reorganized to form the Byabar. So you have Ajmer, Pali, then you have basically your Bhilwara, and Rajsamand. These are basically the 4 districts which have been carved out, or 4 districts which were reorganized to form Byavar districts. It has subdivisions like Byavar, Tetgad, Jaitaran, Raipur, Masuda, and your Bednor. Then you have Kekdi. This Kekdi district was basically carved out of Ajmer and Tonk districts. So this Ajmer and Tonk districts were reorganized. So you can say Ajmer and Tonk. Ajmer and Tonk districts were basically reorganized to form basically your Kekdi. Kekdi is a new district. Now it has subdivisions like Kekdi, Sambar, Binay, then you have Sarwar, and you have Toda Rising. Then you have Sulambar or Salumbar, whatever you can call. I think it is not written, so you can, yeah, it is written here. This one, Salumbar. So this district called Salumbar, it was basically carved out of Udaipur district. So Udaipur district were basically reorganized to form Salumbar. So that is Udaipur. So it has created out of Udaipur district. So it has subdivisions like you have Sarada, Semari, you have Lasadia, and you have Salumbar. Then you have 18th one, that is called Sanchor. This Sanchor, which is a newly created district, it has been carved out of Jalore district of Rajasthan. So it has carved out of जालोर, ठीक है, यू कैन जस्ट नोट इट डाउन. इट हैज कार्व्ड आउट ऑफ जालोर डिस्ट्रिक्ट, ठीक है. इट हैज 4 सब डिविजन्स, लाइक यू कैन से सांचोर, बगोड़ा, you have Chitwala, and you have Raniwada, and last you have Shahpura. This Shahpura is a newly carved district which have been carved out of Bhilwara district of Rajasthan. So this created out of Bhilwara. ठीक है, Bhilwara is an existing district of Rajasthan. So it has subdivisions like you have Sahapura, you have Jahajpur, you have, Fulkalia, then you have Baneda, and you have Kotadi. So these are basically, the 19 districts which are created additionally. Okay, so total in Rajasthan we have 50 districts currently, 50 districts. Okay, and these are 3 new subdivisions or 3 new divisions which have been created in Rajasthan. I've already informed you about the districts of all 10 divisions which lies in Rajasthan. I'll say again, in Banswada you have 3 districts, Banswada, Dungarpur, and your Pratapgarh. Then you have Sikar. In Sikar you have 4 districts, that is Sikar, Junjunu, Nimka Thana, and Churu. And then last in the Pali you have 4 districts, they are Pali, Jalore, Sanchor, and Sirohi. Okay, and this is all such challenges the Rajasthan government was facing, and that was the reason in terms of administrative ease, a law and order, better law and order position in Rajasthan, so that it can have better administrative machinery. So that's all about these new districts at these new divisions. We have also discussed briefly about subdivisions also. Okay, so this is all about these new states, new districts of Rajasthan, and in the next class we will discuss the core of geography of Rajasthan. We will discuss further the geography of Rajasthan. Okay, all right, so we'll meet again in the next class, okay, for our next discussion. Thank you very much.